12 honeys, 12 totally different stories. Let's start with the one already sitting in your pantry. Clover honey. If you've ever bought a generic bottle at an American or Canadian grocery store, this is almost certainly what was inside. Bees make it from white and yellow clover, a plant so widespread that producers can harvest it on an industrial scale. The result is pale, gentle, and just sweet enough, which is exactly why it works in tea and baking. It sweetens without arguing with anything else in the recipe. Now for the opposite end of the spectrum, mad honey. In the high mountains of Nepal and Turkey, bees feed on rhododendron blossoms, and those flowers carry compounds called granotoxins. Eat enough of this reddish, bitter, smoky-tasting honey, and you'll understand the name. Locals describe tingling, lightheadedness, and in serious cases, a heart rate that slows to dangerous levels. Himalayan communities have taken tiny doses as traditional medicine for generations, though modern science hasn't backed those claims. Many countries ban it outright, yet demand persists, and harvesting it is its own spectacle. Nepalese honey hunters rappel down sheer cliff faces on handmade rope ladders to raid the nests of giant Himalayan bees. Manuka honey is the famous one, and the expensive one. It comes only from New Zealand, where bees work the Manuka bush during a flowering window that lasts just a few weeks a year. The Maori have valued the plant for centuries. Chemically, Manuka stands apart because of methylglyoxal, a compound that gives it antibacterial activity ordinary honey lacks. Beyond the health halo, it's a legitimately interesting honey to eat, rich and earthy with a faint medicinal edge. If you want honey that behaves itself, look for Acacia. Made from black locust blossoms, it's nearly transparent and so high in fructose that it can sit liquid in your cupboard for years without crystallizing. The taste is whisper soft. Some people pick up a vanilla note, so it disappears into coffee or tea without changing the flavor. Interestingly, that fructose profile also means some people with fructose sensitivities report tolerating it more easily than other varieties. Buckwheat honey is clover's evil twin. It's dark, thick, and pours like molasses, with a bold, malty taste that divides people instantly. Fun fact, buckwheat isn't wheat at all. It's a cousin of rhubarb. This honey is loaded with antioxidants, and across Eastern Europe and parts of North America, it's the old-school answer to a cough or a scratchy throat. Orange blossom honey is springtime in a jar. In citrus country, Florida, California, southern Spain, beekeepers time their hives to the brief weeks when the orange groves explode into bloom. The honey that comes out carries a light citrus perfume and a fresh, fruity flavor that suggests oranges without tasting like candy. Ranging from near white to light amber, it shows up constantly in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern kitchens. Wildflower honey is the wild card. There's no single source. It's whatever was blooming near the hive that season. That means a jar from Texas and a jar from Vermont are practically different products. Different color, different thickness, different flavor. As a rule, it runs darker and more complex than clover, and plenty of honey lovers seek it out precisely because no two batches repeat. Eucalyptus honey will surprise you on first taste. Harvested mainly in Australia and also in California, it picks up an herbal, faintly menthol character from eucalyptus blossoms. It's medium to dark amber and unapologetically bold. Aboriginal Australians traditionally turn to it as medicine, and some modern research hints at respiratory benefits. Its assertive flavor is exactly why it's earned a spot on cheese boards. It doesn't get steamrolled by a sharp cheddar. Heather honey barely qualifies as a liquid. Harvested in Scotland and Scandinavia from the purple heather that covers the moorlands each late summer, it has a strange gel-like consistency, so thick that beekeepers need special equipment just to get it out of the comb. The flavor is intense and floral, with a bitter edge that lingers. Scots have treasured it for centuries, and connoisseurs regularly rank it among the world's great honeys. Tupelo honey is a race against the calendar. The white Ogeechee Tupelo trees of northwest Florida and southern Georgia bloom for roughly 3 weeks each spring, and beekeepers actually mount their hives on platforms out in the swamps to catch it. Like Acacia, its high fructose content means it almost never crystallizes, and the flavor is something special, buttery and smooth with a whisper of cinnamon. The tiny harvest window keeps it rare and pricey. Linden honey, called basswood honey in North America, is a European favorite. Pale yellow with a strong floral aroma, it tastes fresh and woodsy with a cool hint of mint. Eastern European folk medicine,